Alright, hey, this is Hans, and it's time for the Ramen Raiders Bottom 10 Instant Noodles of All Time 2026 edition. Alright, so this is the bottom 10. These are my least favorite varieties as opposed to the top 10. If you're on this list, I'm sorry to say it, but I do not like these products. I find them to be abhorrent and loathful and awful. So go lightly if you want to try them, but you know, you might like them and I just don't. So that being said, let's begin. In at number 10, we have Panda Signature with their chili lime flavor cup. This came out during the pandemic, and that was a time when a lot of the major players were kind of in trouble because they didn't have staff to make their products. And this one was an import from China. And the only way I can describe the flavor of this one is if you got a motel room at a cheap motel and nobody had been in there for maybe a year except for people smoking, and you turned on the air conditioner and that first smell that was kicked out of that thing, that's what this stuff tasted like. It was awful. The noodle was awful. The soup literally tasted like what I just described. So yeah, I don't know that you'll ever see it again, but I hope not. In at number 9, a fascinating variety. This is McTrader with their ramen noodles sirloin flavor. Now, this one's pretty obviously made for the US market. What's very interesting about it is it's made in India, and India is not a place where you would expect to find a beef variety. There's no beef in it per se, and the flavor of it really makes me think that it was designed by someone who had the flavor of beef described to them, and the person that was being told about what beef tastes like doesn't have a tongue. They've never tasted anything. Here's what they would equivocate beef flavor to being like. Very strange. Not a fan. However, I should mention that my 5,000th review was of the McTrader chicken flavor. And that one wasn't bad, but if you want to see how I do my reviews, that is a good video to check out, and I will have it in the description. And at number 8 from Japan, we have Marushan with their Bariyama Goboten variety. This is a bowl. This one is really overly heavy on something called burdock root. You'll find it in gimbap, which is a Korean thing. It's rice wrapped in seaweed with a special filling. It's a very earthy root vegetable thing, and a ton of it is just way too much. This has big slices of it, and they're kind of mushy, and this is the one that on my bottom 10 list, I always refer to the one that tastes like worms and dirt. I'd go with that is probably the best description I can give. At number 7 from the United States, we have Dr. McDougall's Vegan Pad Thai. Now, this one, generally, people in the United States are going to think of pad thai as sloppy noodles with peanut sauce and maybe either tofu or chicken with it. You know, standard Thai fare. All pad thai means is Thai noodle. This one, the broth is very thin. It's got a kind of tangy, acidic taste to it. It has a smattering of little tofu pieces, which are about the same size as the marshmallows you find in hot chocolate. The little tiny ones in the instant hot chocolate. And the noodle is like a broad, flat rice noodle. It just doesn't work. The flavor is off. Everything about it just screams no. And I would say no. In at number 6, we have Simply Asia with their Singapore Street Noodles Classic Curry. This is from the United States. Noodles kind of mushy, but the big problem here, it tastes nothing like curry. It's mainly straight lemongrass and noodle, and it's very it's so far from the description. It's insulting, perhaps would be the right term, because I've had a lot of Singaporean curries and they're absolutely not this. So there you go. All right, so this one has such a long name, I'm just going to read it off. At number 5, we have Sugakiya Men Dokoro Inosho Kansyu Karakara wo Ramen. Now, this one I tried before adding the special ingredient. It was really good. It was a really nice Japanese ramen. I loved it. Then I added this stuff and it tasted like the most violently smoked rotted fish I've ever had. Before adding the hallmark, the special thing about this one, it was great. And then I added it and then it was just foul. So, yeah. In at number 4, we have Annie Chun's Japanese-style yakisoba bowl from the United States. Yeah, so mushy noodle, and basically you've got sugar goo on top of it. It's nothing like yakisoba, which has a strong tamarind flavor, very tangy, very sharp, and usually a little bit of mayo on top. This is just goo and noodles, and really, really embarrassing. I'm really shocked about this one. Annie Chun's has a couple varieties I've found to be quite palatable, but this one, dude, take it back to the drawing board. In at number 3, we have Omsom with their entire range. This one is made in China, I believe, and it's for the US market. Fancy little box. I really was quite taken with the packaging for this. That's where it ended. The noodle was all right, but the flavor was just straight gastric distress. It tasted like heartburn. And it was just variations on the same theme of like violently acidic vinaigrette. It's a shame because they could have done so much with this one. But I think they concentrated just too much on the packaging and left the noodle to the 4 winds. In at number 2, a brand new one on the list this year, we've got Totino's Buffalo Style Pizza Flavor Ramen. And ramen is doing so much heavy lifting here. This is pasta. If you look on the ingredients list, it says whole wheat semolina pasta or durum wheat pasta, one or the other. It's pasta. They're short, wide egg noodles, basically. And they've got this sea of thickish, kind of Frank's Red Hot kind of liquid stuff. This one's bad. The other one that came out with it, the cheese pizza, that was foul. They also came out with a range of Old El Paso varieties. Those were pretty bad too. I just remember seeing all these influencers going off, hey, it's going to be pizza ramen. It's going to be great. Look, it's great. It was foul beyond words. And again, at number 1 on the Ramen Raiders bottom 10, for 2026, we've got Ajuma Republic and their XL Ramen. This is the big bull jajang monstrosity. This is a huge amount of hate right here. This stuff, it tastes like I think this one was spicy, but the main thing was it tasted like the smell of burning styrofoam. It had such a funky plastic taste. I don't know if that's because the product interacts with the tray. I'm not sure, but either way, it was just so bad. I can't recommend it at all. It's just awful. So I hope you find something that tastes a little better than these varieties that I've displayed for you. And yeah, this has been Hans the Ramen Raider, wishing you enjoyment of your noodles each and every day. Have a good one. Bye.